Hey there, brawlers. This is Penny Z. Welcome to Debutante Bra. So, what have I in store for you today? Well, I'm thinking it's something like, in the 40s as far as days post-op. I believe it's day 41, but, never go by what's written, because I actually fact-check that fucker. This one, I don't fact-check this fucker. So today, first of all, because it's a special Saturday, because it's a Saturday, you guys get a big flower in the hair. You're welcome. Please send your checks and money orders. No, scratch that. Your bank certified checks to Penny Z at, I quit this. Forget it. Anyways, yeah, I don't know. I just saw it sitting here, so I thought I'd throw it in my hair for the video. That way, when you scan through these and you're like, oh, this is one I knew that I wanted to rewatch, you'd be like, oh yeah, the one with the flower in the hair. So maybe like, next time I'll have like a tie, or, like a zebra, or a zebra, depending on the day and, which English-speaking country you come from. So basically, what I want to talk about today is some kind of deep stuff. But first, let me just give the, the basic update. Things are going, good. I've got some healing going on. I don't want to show. Yeah, I don't mind actually showing. So what? Okay, so what do we got here? We've got some scars that are healing. They're doing pretty good. Today was, here's a monumentous thing. Today was the first day that I was out and all over LA. We went and got dim sum in Monterey Park. And, pretty much the whole day without my donut cushion. Normally I take that everywhere, but I'm happy to say that I didn't this time. Screw that thing. It's just so embarrassing. You have to carry this thing into restaurants. Like restaurants, one thing, you just kind of hide it under the bag, But, who wants to, just carry that around anywhere you happen to go, on the off chance that you're going to sit down somewhere, maybe you'll go to a restaurant, maybe you'll see a movie, maybe you'll go into a car and, whatever, I don't know. It's a pain in the ass. So finally I'm like, hey, I can sit down. I'm sitting in this chair without it right now, and this is a wood chair. I love it. So that's really important to me. I have my Oreos again, and they're back. So downstairs, let's see, I'm still dilating. I've started trying to use the biggest dilator, the Violator, as the 1.5 inch, as much as possible. Maybe once, I did it at night last night, and it was kind of hard getting into it. And I think I mentioned in a previous video that the first time I used it, it was kind of too much. But if you work up to it, if you go 1, 2, 3, 4, and for an extended period of time, you can do it, or I can do it now, anyways. So basically, I got 4 boyfriends. What? You want one of my boyfriends? Come on, you gotta get through me. I don't have a weapon. I have a spoon. Fuck you up. Okay, anyway, on to the heavy topic. I want to talk about post-surgery depression. I have felt it a few times. Now, I feel that this is something that's very common for trans girls to go through post-op. And I can't help but feel that my feelings, the things that set me off and worry me, are exacerbated, if not entirely fabricated. That was a good rhyme. By the state you're in. Pre-surgery, pre-transition, pre-everything, the majority of your life pre-transition, you are out and, doing whatever you want, doing your life. But then, here you are recovering, you do something incredibly permanent, and from that moment onward, where I'm at right now, because I'm not 100% healed, so surgery until now, the current position of my life, for all intents and purposes, the end that I've reached so far, I'm incapacitated. I can't do anything. Well, I'm getting, more and more active, but, like working is hard. I'm working out of my bed. I hope to change that soon because it is easier working in a desk. Get more work done. But, it's just like my life is, it's fucking waking up, dilating, doing, having breakfast, going to, doing some work, dilating, doing some work, dilating, like it's just constant. I can go out and do some things occasionally, but then I come home and dilate. Then I go to sleep. And it's just kind of, it's kind of miserable, like that's no fun. And so, to me, it's like, well, before, here I did this surgery and I fucking ruined my life, and, it's not that, of course I'm going to heal, in a month I'm going to be, running again, and probably in 2 weeks I'll be running again, if all goes well. I do have a slight, complication I've talked about, but, that's progressing. But I've really had this thing where, like, God, I recently, I looked back at some pictures. I was talking to Jess at Transmissioning and Trans Origins. Excuse me. And I started looking through some old photos of me, and I was like, God, look at that. Look at that life. I was like seeing, there was like me with like girls and stuff. That like were like, other people too, but just I was like, man, like, what if I'd done that? What if I just lived a normal life and I could have been, a happy guy who, finds a girl, get married, we have kids, whatever. And it's like, I know, that I wouldn't be happy doing that, like the trans stuff is, not sabotaged, but definitely hampered a lot of my past relationships, as like this secret gnaws at you. And, and I've obviously come to this point, like over the course of years, through a series of decisions and testing boundaries and whatever. But, that doesn't matter, it's like, I end up thinking like, well, God, I could have had kids and I could have had a normal, regular accepted, life. And then now I still haven't, fully decided whether I like, if I want to be with a guy or not. I've had good relationships with girls, but then again, now, if I'm with a girl, it's arguable that you could say that I've been a lesbian the whole time if I've really been a woman the whole time. But regardless of that, they didn't know that. And so, now I'm like, oh, I'm a lesbian now. So that means I date lesbians. And it narrows the population down incredibly, and it doesn't help that I'm like, hey, I'm all for the gay community, I'm all for the trans community, I'm all that, but to me, life is bigger than those things, like I'm not interested in being in a community. Like this is important, I think this YouTube and whatever, and like the trans community as a place to like, talk to people, outreach and all that, but like, I don't want to only hang out with trans people or only hang out with lesbians or, gay or lesbian or whatever. And I find that that's a turnoff with a lot of, not a lot, but a portion of the gay community, which is already a sub-community of the whole. A portion of that is really into being insulated in the gay community and only hang out with other, gay people. And I don't find that interesting. And so it's like, and then there's just, of the guy population, even if I decide to be with a guy, am I going to, what is that guy going to be? That guy's going to be cool with me, and that would make him a cool guy. But, is that, maybe there's a great guy out there who, would be perfect for me. Not saying that, the other ones aren't great, but like, whose one thing is just like, well, you know what? I want a girl that I can have kids with and that we can do it. And, and we have our own babies. And I'm sorry, I can't provide that. If we're going to have kids, we have to adopt. And so, or they have to have them first, and that makes things complicated. It doesn't make things complicated. I'm okay with if I met a guy that had kids, I think. But, I want to be part of that whole raising the kids thing. And it just underlines the whole, like, how not standard this life is, and these things that you want, it might not be possible. And so, I don't know. I'm reaching the end. That's what I've been going through. I'm okay, but it is definitely something that I think about. It's important. So anyway, that's on my mind. Maybe I'll expound on this another time. But, thank you for watching. And, I don't know. That's it. Okay, I love you guys. Take care.